Hello, my fellow Uniters. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope Pokemon players of all types, BCG, TCG, whatever you play. We all love Pokemon, anime, whatever it is. But basically, for Unite, we're going over today. Should you spend your coins on BLAZIKEN? He's the latest release, and straight off the bat, because I know he's coming out for coins either, tomorrow, today, possibly when the video drops, whatever. Should you spend the coins on him? Honest opinion, right off the bat, yeah. This Pokemon is actually very, very fun. He's a little intricate because he has move switches with his Unite move. So he technically has like 5 moves that he's always rotating between. You really don't use your Unite move like a huge move. You use it within your combo. So it kind of reminds me of Dragapult a bit like that, but he's very, very fun. And I thought he would be terrible because, when I saw him, I was like, okay, he's pretty short range, he's a physical fighter primarily, and with Mewtwo Y on the loose being the god of the game, him just destroying you with his mental prowess. I really thought that BLAZIKEN was going to be like useless in this meta because he just wouldn't be able to like get in close or whatever, or just maybe the overheat, which is the charge kick. You've probably seen him in a couple clips. He stands there, charges his kick, he can't move during it, but it does a ton of damage. Like I said, it's all short range, but honestly, with Mewtwo Y around, I didn't really feel oppressed as BLAZIKEN, and it felt like he was perfectly viable. I was pretty surprised. Like, I play a lot of Garchomp, one of my, long-time mains, and I feel like Garchomp gets beat down pretty bad with Mewtwo around. Like, if you miss your move, he's just running so slow, and Mewtwo just destroying you. Well, with BLAZIKEN, I didn't really feel like that. The moves have a little bit of movement built into them between the Blaze Kick, Fire Punch, so you have a slight bit of escape option. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe it's aerial. I can't remember. It's basically he shoots a little ball of like energy, and that move is pretty good too. So BLAZIKEN does have a ranged move. He's an actual all-arounder who's actually fun, actually intricate, actually strong. And out of that alone, it's like, okay, yeah, he's definitely worth the money. So if you wanted a new Mon to play, and you're like, man, I don't really know, with Mewtwo Y, like I said, it feels like it's kind of risky to buy anyone who's not a legendary because you don't want to feel like you wasted your money. I know coins they're not easy to get. They're not hard to get, but getting 15k coins, pretty much how every Pokemon releases these days, it does take a little bit of time. And gems are not free. I don't expect anyone who plays this game to have money because, I know the player base is probably on the younger side, and even then, I'm like 30 years old, and money is, money is important, so even I don't want to go out and spending $10, $15 on a random Pokemon that could potentially just be, like, completely unusable, and that does kind of suck, but no, I feel like BLAZIKEN, you don't have to worry about that at all. Like I said, actually fun, actually intricate, a little difficult to use. If you're not great at comboing, he's definitely going to take time. You really need to make sure, hey, I don't lock myself down with using overheat. I make sure I try to remember in my mind, one button is essentially the light attacks, where you're going to have movement, you're going to have, like, the moves aren't going to be super strong, but they're going to be able to help you jump around, help you kind of close in on your enemy, and then essentially you just have to remember the overheat button is when you change into the kick stance, because he changes between stances. One is a punch stance, another one is a kick stance, and it changes every time you use your Unite move. So you really, it's not super hard, but you do have to keep that in mind, that like, hey, you can't just mash your moves and hope they all just kind of come out and whatever. You gotta know what you're pressing. So it kind of does remind me of a little bit of a Street Fighter character, or a fighting game character, to be honest. Which I love fighting games, so it kind of works out for me. But I know for some people it might feel a little weird in the beginning, but he's totally worth it. A lot of fun, and just a cool looking Pokemon. I was genuinely afraid. He's also in the Pokemon fighting game, Pokken. And in Pokken, he's primarily super close range, and that had me, like I said, worried that he was just not going to be viable against Mewtwo. But honestly, I think he can close the distance on Mewtwo pretty well. So, and Mewtwo is very weak in terms of vitality, in terms of endurance. So BLAZIKEN can also kind of, like, Mewtwo is obviously the guy who's going to be possibly the highest level on the other team. Blaziken is kind of good at killing Mewtwo at a random time and stealing all of his levels. So I also feel like that doesn't hold Blaziken back. You know, he can actually close the distance and kill those Pokemon, like, let's say like the Decidueye or someone who's getting a bunch of levels, who's killing people a lot, is getting a lot of XP. Blaziken is kind of the guy who can, like, I'm gonna close that gap and just beat this guy down real quick. It's not like, he's not OP strong, but he can definitely win 1v1s, he can definitely beat low vitality Pokemon, low HP Pokemon, and really, like, he can stand his own, he can totally hold his own. So that's my main thing. I don't want to ramble on anymore. Hopefully this one wasn't too long, but if you're afraid to buy him, honestly, don't be. It just takes a little bit of time, and I'm pretty sure that people will enjoy him. I ran a poll of him recently when he came out, about a week ago, however long ago he came out, for gems. I didn't buy him immediately because I was afraid. I didn't want to waste the money. But sure enough, people said, you know, around 70% of the people in the poll said, no, this Pokemon is actually fun. And so I was like, okay, you know, I'll check him out. And sure enough, I only played a couple rounds with him, and he was fun every time. I haven't mastered him by any means. You'll see that in the video. I'm no Blaziken master, but I think he is definitely worth a little bit of time, investment, and money. And hopefully if you buy him, you don't feel like you just wasted your money. I felt like that was some Pokemon, and maybe you get used to them over time so it doesn't feel as bad. But Blaziken, I bought him, and like the first couple games, I was like, oh, totally not a waste. A lot of fun, and it's just gonna take some getting used to, and I kind of like that. Taking time to master a Pokemon is kind of the fun of the game. I don't want him to be brain dead and easy and free as hell. So alright, get out there, play some Pokemon Unite, enjoy Blaziken, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, sub, because I always forget to say that at the beginning of the video. But alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.